The vast chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with an air of superiority and disdain. Beings from across the cosmos, each more bizarre than the last, filled the room with a cacophony of clicks, whistles, and guttural sounds that passed for conversation among the varied species. At the center of it all stood Admiral Sarah Chen, Earth's top military officer and humanity's representative to this pompous gathering. Admiral Chen stood ramrod straight, her crisp blue uniform a stark contrast to the swirling robes and shimmering exoskeletons that surrounded her. She fought to keep her face neutral, but her clenched fists betrayed the frustration bubbling beneath her calm exterior. The small delegation of humans behind her shifted uncomfortably, their eyes darting around the room, taking in the architectural marvel that was the council chamber. High above, the domed ceiling pulsed with holographic star maps, a constant reminder of the vastness of the galaxy, and more pointedly, Earth's minuscule place within it. The human delegation couldn't help but feel like children who had stumbled into an adult's party, out of place and unwelcome. A loud bang echoed through the chamber as Grand Counselor Zixblorp, a gelatinous mass of tentacles and eye stalks, called the session to order. The alien's voice, translated through advanced technology, boomed across the room. We now turn our attention to the matter of Earth's petition for full membership in the Galactic Council, Zixblorp burbled, a hint of amusement in its modulated tones. Let us review their military capabilities. A ripple of laughter spread through the assembly. Admiral Chen felt her cheeks burn, but she held her head high. She'd faced tougher crowds than this, even if they didn't have 3 heads or breathe methane. A holographic display flickered to life in the center of the chamber, showcasing Earth's finest ships and weapons. Chen had hoped the presentation would impress, but as the images rotated, she could see the amusement and pity in the alien's eyes, tentacles, and various sensory organs. Counselor Vrax, a towering insectoid with gleaming mandibles, chittered loudly. Are these truly your most advanced vessels? Why, they're barely more than orbital shuttles. I've seen more intimidating mining equipment, added Ambassador Krill, a squat creature that looked like a sentient mushroom with eyes. Do you intend to bore your enemies to death? The chamber erupted in laughter again. Admiral Chen bit the inside of her cheek, tasting blood. She'd known this would be difficult, but the sheer condescension was almost unbearable. Esteemed counselors, Chen began, her voice steady despite her inner turmoil. While our technology may seem primitive by your standards, I assure you that Earth's military is more than capable of. Capable of what exactly? Interrupted Zixblorp, its eye stalks quivering with mirth. Defending against an invasion of space rabbits. More laughter. Chen could feel the morale of her team plummeting behind her. She had to do something, say something, to salvage this disaster. Our ships may be small, she pressed on, but they are maneuverable and our pilots are the best in. Oh, spare us the empty boasting. Vrax cut in, mandibles clicking in irritation. We've seen countless species like yours come and go. Your children playing at war games while the adults handle real galactic security. Chen's nails dug into her palms, leaving crescent-shaped marks. She'd faced discrimination and doubters throughout her career, but this was on another level entirely. The urge to lash out, to defend Earth's honor with more than words, was almost overwhelming. But she knew better. She was a soldier, yes, but also a diplomat now. Earth's future in the galactic community hung on her ability to maintain composure in the face of this humiliation. Counselors, please, she said, forcing a calm she didn't feel into her voice. We may be new to the galactic stage, but humanity has a long history of overcoming adversity. Given the chance, we could be valuable allies. Krill's cap-like head wobbled as it chuckled. Allies? In what precisely? Shall we call on you when we need someone to rub 2 sticks together to make fire? The jab stung, but Chen refused to rise to the bait. Instead, she tried a different tack. Our history is filled with examples of smaller, less advanced forces overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds. Perhaps a demonstration of our tactical capabilities, Wold. We've seen quite enough. Zixblorp interrupted, its tentacles waving dismissively. This council's time is valuable, Admiral Chen. We cannot waste it on pipe dreams and fantasies. Chen felt her last hopes slipping away. She glanced back at her team, seeing the defeat in their eyes. They had all worked so hard for this moment, spent years preparing, only to be laughed out of the council like a bad joke. Is there nothing we can say to convince you of our worth? Chen asked, hating the hint of pleading that had crept into her voice. Vrax leaned forward, its compound eyes glittering. Unless you're hiding a fleet of dreadnoughts somewhere, Admiral, I'm afraid Earth's petition for full membership is denied. You may continue your observer status, but real power in this galaxy requires real strength. The words hit Chen like a physical blow. Observer status. Second-class citizens of the cosmos. It was better than nothing, but the thought of reporting this failure back to Earth made her stomach churn. As the Council moved on to other matters, effectively dismissing the human delegation, Chen stood rooted to the spot. The cacophony of alien voices faded into background noise as she wrestled with her emotions. Anger, frustration, and a deep sense of injustice warred within her. But beneath it all, a spark of defiance flickered. These pompous windbags thought they knew everything about Earth and its capabilities. They had no idea what humanity was truly capable of when pushed into a corner. As she finally turned to lead her dejected team out of the chamber, a plan began to form in Chen's mind. It was risky, potentially catastrophic if it went wrong. But after this humiliation, what did they have to lose? With a grim smile that puzzled her subordinates, Admiral Sarah Chen strode out of the Galactic Council chamber. They wanted to see real strength. Fine. It was time to show these smug aliens exactly what humanity could do when the chips were down. Little did the Council know, Earth had an ace up its sleeve, and Sarah Chen was about to play it for all it was worth. Admiral Sarah Chen strode purposefully down the gleaming corridors of the Galactic Council's space station, her team hurrying to keep up. The sting of humiliation still burned, but it was quickly being replaced by a fierce determination. As they reached their assigned quarters, Chen ushered her team inside and activated the privacy field. "Ma'am," Lieutenant Rodriguez ventured, his voice tight with frustration. "What do we do now? Those arrogant xenomorphs just laughed us out of the chamber." Chen's lips curved into a sly smile. "Now, Lieutenant, we show them our trump card." The team exchanged confused glances. Captain Wei raised an eyebrow. "Trump card, Admiral. I wasn't aware we had one." Chen's eyes twinkled with mischief. "Oh, we do. It's time to introduce the Council to the HS Titan." A collective gasp filled the room. The HS Titan was Earth's best-kept secret, a massive dreadnought that had been under development for years, hidden from prying alien eyes. It was humanity's magnum opus, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. "But Admiral," protested Commander Yuki, revealing the Titan wasn't part of the mission parameters. "High Command specifically ordered." "High Command isn't here," Chen cut in, her voice steely. They didn't just witness Earth being dismissed like a child at the adults' table. Sometimes you have to know when to change the game. She turned to her communications officer. "Contact Earth. Tell them to prepare the Titan for transport to these coordinates. Use the quantum entanglement channel. We don't want any nosy aliens intercepting the message." As her team sprang into action, Chen allowed herself a moment of reflection. The Titan was more than just a ship. It was the culmination of humanity's hopes and dreams for the stars. Sleek, powerful, and armed with technology that could rival even the most advanced alien vessels, it was their ace in the hole. Hours passed as the team worked tirelessly, making preparations and running simulations. Chen paced the room, her mind racing with potential scenarios. This gambit could backfire spectacularly, but the potential rewards were too great to ignore. A soft chime interrupted her thoughts. "Admiral," the comms officer called, "we've received confirmation. The Titan is en route and will arrive in 6 hours. Chen nodded, a surge of excitement coursing through her veins. Excellent. Now let's request another audience with the Council. Tell them Earth has reconsidered its position and wishes to make a final presentation. The next few hours were a flurry of activity. Chen's team prepared a new briefing, one that hinted at previously undisclosed capabilities without revealing their true trump card. As the appointed time approached, they made their way back to the Council chamber, this time with an air of quiet confidence that puzzled the alien diplomats they passed. Once again, the vast chamber buzzed with alien life forms. Grand Counselor Zixblorp's eye stalks swiveled towards the human delegation as they entered. Admiral Chen, the gelatinous being burbled, not bothering to hide its annoyance. I trust you have a good reason for requesting this additional session. The Council's patience with Earth grows thin. Chen stepped forward, her posture relaxed but her eyes sharp. Indeed, Grand Counselor, we believe the Council may have underestimated Earth's potential contributions to galactic security. A ripple of murmurs spread through the chamber. Counselor Vrax chittered skeptically. Oh, and what has changed since our last meeting? Did you perhaps discover a cache of advanced weapons in your coat pocket? Titters of laughter echoed around the room, but Chen didn't rise to the bait. Instead, she smiled enigmatically. Not quite, Counselor, but we would like to offer a demonstration of Earth's true capabilities. If the Council is willing, of course. Zixblorp's tentacles writhed in what might have been the alien equivalent of a shrug. Very well, Admiral. We shall humor your request, if only to put this matter to rest once and for all. What do you propose? Chen's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. A simple display, Grand Counselor. If you would be so kind as to direct your attention to the main view screen, we've prepared a little presentation. As the enormous screen flickered to life, Chen tapped a hidden command into her wrist computer. Thousands of light years away, the HS Titan received its signal and prepared to make history. The screen showed a view of open space, unremarkable save for the distant twinkle of stars. The Council members shifted restlessly, their boredom evident. Is this your demonstration, Admiral? Ambassador Krill asked, its mushroom cap quivering with disdain. A view of empty space. How thrilling. Chen's smile never wavered. Patience, Ambassador. The show is about to begin. As if on cue, a shimmer appeared on the screen. At first, it was barely noticeable, a heat-haze distortion against the backdrop of stars. But then, with a flash of blue light, the distortion expanded. The Council chamber fell silent as the HS Titan materialized on the screen. The Dreadnought was a sight to behold. Over 5 kilometers long, its sleek hull bristling with weaponry that put most alien warships to shame. Banks of lights flickered to life along its length, illuminating the bold letters of its name for all to see. Jaws dropped, tentacles quivered, antennae twitched in shock. The silence was so complete you could have heard a pin drop, if pins existed in alien cultures. Admiral Chen couldn't help but smirk at their stunned expressions. She cleared her throat, breaking the spell. Counselors, may I present the HS Titan, Earth's first galactic dreadnought. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of shocked exclamations and frantic questions. Chen stood tall, basking in the sudden shift of attention. From dismissed afterthought to the center of galactic intrigue in one fell swoop. Zixblorp's eye stalks were practically tied in knots as it struggled to process what it was seeing. This is impossible. How did you conceal such a vessel from our sensors? Chen's eyes twinkled with barely suppressed glee. Oh, that's just one of many surprises the Titan has in store, Grand Counselor. Perhaps now you'd like to reconsider Earth's petition for full membership. As the Council descended into chaos, Chen exchanged triumphant glances with her team. The game had changed, and Earth was now holding all the cards. Whatever came next, humanity had earned its place at the galactic table. And Admiral Sarah Chen, her earlier frustration now replaced with a warm glow of victory. Couldn't wait to see what happened next. The Galactic Council chamber, once a bastion of alien superiority, had transformed into a circus of confusion and excitement. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the center of the storm, a small smile playing on her lips as she watched the council members grapple with the revelation of the HSS Titan. Councillor Vrax, the towering insectoid, was the first to recover his composure. His mandibles clicked rapidly as he addressed Chen. "Admiral, surely you understand the implications of concealing such a weapon from the Council." Chen's smile never wavered. "Weapon, Counselor. The Titan is a ship of exploration and defense. We had no obligation to disclose our technological advancements to a body that, until moments ago, denied us full membership." Ambassador Krill's mushroom cap wobbled indignantly. "Preposterous. A vessel of that size can only be intended for war. Like the warships your own species keeps cloaked at the edge of this system, Ambassador." Chen countered smoothly, enjoying the way Krill's cap changed colors in shock. "Oh yes, we know about those. The Titan's sensors are quite advanced." A hush fell over the chamber as the implications of Chen's words sank in. The HSS Titan wasn't just big, it was technologically superior to much of what the Council races possessed. Grand Councillor Zix Blort's gelatinous form rippled with what might have been nervousness. "Admiral Chen, perhaps we were hasty in our earlier assessment of Earth's capabilities. Might we trouble you for a closer look at your impressive vessel?" Chen nodded, tapping her wrist computer. The main view screen split into multiple angles, showcasing different aspects of the Titan. Close-ups revealed sleek energy weapons, advanced shield generators, and engine systems that seemed to bend the fabric of space itself. "As you can see," Chen explained, her voice carrying easily through the stunned silence, "the Titan represents the pinnacle of human engineering and innovation. It's capable of faster-than-light travel, has shields that can withstand the heat of a dying star, and carries enough firepower to, well, let's just say it can hold its own." The council members murmured among themselves, a mix of awe and apprehension in their voices. Chen could practically see the gears turning in their alien minds, reassessing Earth's position in the galactic hierarchy. Councillor Vrax leaned forward, his compound eyes glittering with interest. "Most impressive, Admiral. But surely a ship of this magnitude required resources beyond Earth's capabilities. Who assisted you? The Arcturians? The Zeta Reticulans?" Chen's smile turned into a full-fledged grin. "No one, Counselor. The Titan is 100% human-made. We may be newcomers to the galactic stage, but we're quick learners." A ripple of disbelief spread through the chamber. The idea that humans, dismissed as primitive just hours ago, could produce such advanced technology independently seemed impossible to the assembled aliens. Ambassador Krill's cap had turned a deep shade of purple. But the energy requirements alone for such a vessel, it's beyond anything we've seen." "Ah, yes," Chen said, her eyes twinkling. "We've made some advances in energy production as well. Perhaps you'd like a demonstration." Before anyone could respond, Chen tapped her wrist computer again. On the view screen, the Titan's engines flared to life. A swirling vortex of energy began to form at the ship's bow, growing larger and more intense by the second. The council chamber erupted in panic. Zix Blorp's tentacles flailed wildly. "What are you doing? You'll tear a hole in space-time." Chen raised a hand, calling for calm. "Relax, counselors. Watch." As the energy vortex reached its peak, the Titan surged forward. In a flash of blinding light, it vanished from the screen. Gasps of shock echoed through the chamber. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with another flash, the Titan reappeared on the screen, on the opposite side of the solar system. "Instantaneous point-to-point travel," Chen explained casually, as if discussing the weather. "We call it the Einstein-Rosen bridge drive. Quite handy for long trips." The silence that followed was deafening. The council members stared at the screen, then at Chen, then back at the screen. The implications were staggering. A ship that size, with that kind of technology, could change the balance of power in the galaxy overnight. Zix Blort's eye stalks drooped in what might have been resignation. Admiral Chen, I believe we may have misjudged Earth's readiness for full Council membership. Chen nodded graciously. These things happen, Grand Counselor. We harbor no ill will. In fact, we're eager to work with the Council, races to share knowledge and grow together. As if to emphasize her point, the view screen changed again. This time, it showed the Titan's medical bay, filled with technology that made some of the alien diplomats gasp in recognition. Is that a cellular regenerator? Ambassador Krill asked, his tone a mix of awe and envy. Indeed, Chen confirmed. Capable of regrowing entire limbs and organs, we've made significant strides in medical technology. I'm sure many council races could benefit from such advancements. The mood in the chamber was shifting rapidly. Where there had been disdain and dismissal, now there was interest and barely disguised desire. Earth, it seemed, had a lot to offer. Counselor Vrax chittered excitedly. Admiral, your ship, the Titan, it's truly remarkable. Might I inquire about its defensive capabilities? Chen's expression turned serious. I'm afraid that information is classified, Counselor. Let's just say the Titan can protect itself and leave it at that. Her tone made it clear that this was not a topic open for discussion. The implied threat wasn't lost on the Council members. Earth wasn't just applying for membership anymore. It was negotiating from a position of strength. As the initial shock wore off, the questions began in earnest. Council members clamored for details about the Titan's systems, Earth's technological capabilities, and potential areas of cooperation. Chen fielded their queries with grace and poise, revealing enough to tantalize, but always holding something back. Throughout it all, she couldn't help but feel a swell of pride. Humanity had been underestimated, dismissed, and ridiculed. But in true human fashion, they had persevered, innovated, and now stood on the brink of becoming a major galactic power. As the session stretched on, one thing became abundantly clear. The galaxy would never be the same again. Earth had arrived on the galactic stage, and it had done so with a bang that would echo across the cosmos for generations to come. Admiral Sarah Chen allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. Phase 1 of the plan was complete. Now came the real challenge, guiding humanity through its newfound position of power without losing sight of what made them human in the first place. The game had changed, and Earth was now a major player. The question was, what would they do with their new status? The Galactic Council Chamber, once a monument to alien superiority, had become a hive of frenzied activity. The revelation of the HFY Titan had sent shockwaves through the assembled diplomats, and now Admiral Sarah Chen found herself at the center of a whirlwind of attention. Gone were the condescending looks and dismissive gestures. Now, every alien eye, stalk, and sensory organ was fixed on the human delegation with a mixture of awe, fear, and barely concealed interest. Grand Counselor Zix Blort's gelatinous form rippled as it called the session back to order. In light of these extraordinary developments, the Council proposes an emergency session to reassess Earth's petition for full membership. Chen nodded graciously, suppressing a smirk. We appreciate the Council's willingness to reconsider, Grand Counselor. As the Council members huddled together, furiously debating in a cacophony of clicks, whistles, and subsonic rumbles, Chen took a moment to observe the changed dynamics of the room. Species that had sneered at humanity hours ago now cast furtive, almost nervous glances in her direction. Counselor Vrax, the insectoid who had been particularly dismissive earlier, scuttled over to Chen. His mandibles clicked hesitantly as he spoke. Admiral, I feel I must apologize for my earlier skepticism. Clearly, we had underestimated Earth's potential. Chen raised an eyebrow. No apology necessary, Counselor. I'm sure we can put any misunderstandings behind us and look forward to a productive relationship. Vrax's compound eyes gleamed. Yes, yes, of course. In fact, I was wondering if perhaps we might discuss some technological exchanges. My people have long been interested in advancing our propulsion systems, and the Titan's capabilities are truly remarkable. I'm sure we can arrange something, Chen replied smoothly, noting how quickly the tables had turned. Though, of course, any exchanges would need to be mutually beneficial. Before Vrax could respond, Ambassador Krill shouldered his way into the conversation, his mushroom cap changing colors rapidly in excitement. Admiral Chen, might I have a word? My species has been plagued by a particularly nasty virus, and your medical technology could be the solution we've been seeking. Chen held up a hand, smiling diplomatically. Gentle beings, please. I'm sure we'll have time to discuss potential collaborations after the Council reaches its decision. As if on cue, Grand Counselor Zixblorp called for attention. The chamber fell silent, all eyes turning to the gelatinous leader. After careful deliberation, Zixblorp announced, its voice carrying a note of resignation. The Galactic Council has voted unanimously to approve Earth's petition for full membership, effective immediately. A cheer went up from the human delegation. Chen allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. Mission accomplished. But Zixblorp wasn't finished. Furthermore, in recognition of Earth's impressive technological achievements, we would like to offer humanity a seat on the Council's Defense Committee. This announcement sent a ripple of shock through the chamber. The Defense Committee was one of the most prestigious and influential bodies in galactic politics. For Earth to be offered a seat so quickly was unprecedented. Chen stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. On behalf of Earth, we accept both full membership and the seat on the Defense Committee. We look forward to working alongside our galactic neighbors for the betterment of all species. As the formalities concluded, Chen found herself mobbed by alien diplomats, all eager to curry favor with the representative of the galaxy's newest superpower. Offers of trade deals, technological exchanges, and military alliances flew thick and fast. Through it all, Chen maintained her composure, neither accepting nor rejecting any offers outright. She knew that Earth's next moves would be crucial in establishing its place in the galactic community. As the session finally adjourned, Chen and her team made their way back to their quarters. Once the privacy field was activated, the team erupted in celebration. We did it, Admiral. Lieutenant Rodriguez exclaimed, his earlier frustration replaced by elation. Full membership and a seat on the Defense Committee. It's more than we ever hoped for. Chen allowed herself to relax slightly, a genuine smile spreading across her face. Indeed it is, Lieutenant. But remember, this is just the beginning. The real work starts now. Captain Wee nodded solemnly. The other species will be watching us closely, trying to gauge our strengths and weaknesses. We'll need to tread carefully. Agreed, Chen said, her expression turning serious. Our next steps will define Earth's place in the galaxy for generations to come. We must be strategic, balanced, and above all, true to our principles. As her team discussed the implications of their new status, Shen's mind raced with the possibilities and challenges that lay ahead. Earth had wanted a seat at the table, and now they had it. But with great power came great responsibility, and the weight of that responsibility settled heavily on her shoulders. A chime from her communicator interrupted her thoughts. It was a message from Earth's government, no doubt eager for an update. Chen took a deep breath, composing herself before answering. Madam President, she began, I'm pleased to report that our mission was a success. Earth has been granted full membership in the Galactic Council, as well as a seat on the Defense Committee. The President's voice crackled with excitement. Excellent work, Admiral. This is a historic day for humanity. I trust the revelation of the Titan went smoothly. Chen allowed herself a small chuckle. You could say that, Madam President. I believe we made quite an impression. As she continued her report, detailing the dramatic shift in the Council's attitude and the flood of diplomatic overtures that followed, Chen couldn't help but reflect on the irony of the situation. Hours ago, They had been dismissed as primitive upstarts. Now they were being hailed as potential saviors and invaluable allies. The fickle nature of galactic politics was not lost on her. Today, Earth was the toast of the galaxy, but she knew that maintaining that position would require all of humanity's ingenuity, diplomacy, and strength. As the call concluded, Chen turned back to her team. "All right, people. Celebration's over. We've got work to do. Earth's future in the galactic community starts now, and it's up to us to ensure we make the most of this opportunity." With renewed purpose, the human delegation set about preparing for the challenges ahead. The galaxy had underestimated humanity once. Admiral Sarah Chen was determined to ensure they never made that mistake again. As news of Earth's ascension spread across the cosmos, one thing became clear: a new era of galactic politics had begun, and humanity was at its center. The coming days, weeks, and years would shape the destiny of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. And Admiral Sarah Chen, standing tall amidst the swirling currents of galactic diplomacy, was ready to lead humanity into this brave new future. 6 months had passed since Earth's dramatic entrance onto the galactic stage, and Admiral Sarah Chen found herself once again in the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council. This time, however, she sat at the main table, Earth's insignia proudly displayed before her. The chamber buzzed with activity as representatives from across the galaxy prepared for the annual summit. Chen couldn't help but marvel at how quickly things had changed. Earth, once dismissed as a backwater planet, was now a key player in galactic affairs. As the session began, Grand Councilors explored eye stalks, swiveled towards Chen. "Admiral, perhaps you'd like to begin with an update on the Joint Defense Initiative." Chen nodded, rising to her feet. "Thank you, Grand Councilor. I'm pleased to report that the integration of Earth's shielding technology with the Council's early warning system has been a resounding success. We've seen a 40% increase in response times to potential threats." A murmur of approval rippled through the chamber. Councilor Vrax chittered excitedly. "Remarkable. And what of the medical exchange program?" "Equally successful," Chen replied with a smile. "The cellular regeneration techniques we shared have already saved countless lives across 12 different species. In return, the xenobiology insights we've gained have advanced our own medical science by decades." As Chen continued her report, detailing the various collaborations and exchanges that had taken place over the past 6 months, she couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Earth had not just joined the galactic community. It had become an integral part of it. But it hadn't all been smooth sailing. There had been challenges, cultural misunderstandings, and more than a few tense moments. Some species, initially resentful of Earth's sudden rise to prominence, had needed careful diplomacy to bring around. Chen remembered one particularly dicey situation with the Zorgans, a warrior race that had seen Earth's advanced technology as a threat. It had taken all of her diplomatic skill and a friendly arm wrestling match with the Zorgan chief to convince them of humanity's peaceful intentions. As the session progressed, Chen found herself fielding questions on everything from Earth's environmental restoration techniques to its unique form of governance. The concept of democracy, it turned out, was as alien to some species as their physiology was to humans. But how do you maintain order without a supreme leader? Ambassador Krill had asked, his mushroom cap swirling in confusion. Chen had smiled patiently. "It's not always easy, Ambassador. But we found that giving people a voice in their governance leads to a more stable and innovative society." Now, as the annual summit neared its conclusion, Chen prepared to present Earth's most ambitious proposal yet. "Esteemed colleagues," she began, her voice clear and confident, "Earth proposes the establishment of a galactic university, a place where species from across the cosmos can come together to learn, share knowledge, and foster understanding." The chamber erupted in excited chatter. The idea was bold, unprecedented, and exactly the kind of initiative that had come to be expected from Earth. As the council debated the proposal, Chen reflected on how far they'd come. The HSS Titan, Once their trump card, was now just one of many collaborative projects. Earth's scientists worked side by side with alien researchers, pushing the boundaries of knowledge in ways that would have been impossible alone. But with their new status had come new responsibilities. Earth now played a key role in mediating disputes between other species, its unique perspective often providing fresh solutions to age-old conflicts. There had been hard decisions too. The question of sharing potentially dangerous technologies had led to many late-night debates back on Earth. They had to balance their desire to help with the need to prevent their advancements from being misused. As the session drew to a close, Grand Counselor Zixplore called for a vote on Earth's university proposal. Chen held her breath as the votes were tallied. The proposal passes, Zixplore announced, its gelatinous form rippling with what Chen had come to recognize as excitement. Congratulations, Admiral Chen. The Galactic University will become a reality. Cheers and applause filled the chamber. Chen accepted the congratulations of her fellow council members with grace, but her mind was already racing ahead to the challenges of implementing such an ambitious project. As the council members began to file out, chatting excitedly about the future, Chen felt a gentle tap on her shoulder. She turned to find Counselor Vrax, his compound eyes gleaming. "You know, Admiral," he chittered softly, "when you first unveiled that dreadnought of yours, many of us feared it heralded a new era of conflict. Instead, you've ushered in a golden age of cooperation. On behalf of my people, thank you." Chen smiled warmly. "That means a lot, Counselor. We're just happy to be part of this amazing community." As she made her way back to the Earth Embassy, Chen's communicator chimed. It was a message from the President back on Earth. "Congratulations on the university proposal, Admiral," the President's voice crackled through. "You've done humanity proud. But I have to ask, do you ever miss the simplicity of your old naval command?" Chen chuckled as she looked out the window at the swirling galaxies beyond. "Sometimes, Madam President, but I wouldn't trade this for anything. We're writing the future of our species, and the best is yet to come." As she ended the call, Chen allowed herself a moment of reflection. From a dismissed newcomer to a respected leader in galactic affairs, Earth had come so far in such a short time. And yet she knew this was just the beginning. There would be more challenges ahead, more mysteries to unravel, more wonders to discover. But Chen was confident that humanity, with its unique blend of innovation, adaptability, and spirit, was ready for whatever the universe might throw at them. As she watched the alien sunset paint the sky in colors no human eye had ever seen before, Admiral Sarah Chen smiled. The galaxy had once laughed at humanity's primitive ships. Now they looked to Earth for leadership and inspiration. It just went to show, Chen thought with a touch of humor, that you should never underestimate a species that still finds joy in simple things, like a well-timed joke, a warm cup of coffee, or yes, even the occasional armpit noise. The future was bright, the stars were within reach, and humanity was ready to take its place among them. Not as conquerors, but as partners, explorers and friends to all sentient life. And Admiral Sarah Chen, Earth's voice in the cosmic chorus, couldn't wait to see what the next chapter would bring.